The movement must continue. See, we let it go to sleep. This movement's got to be woke up again.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Renee Unique with Unite Louisville on the Plug Network Online. And thank you for tuning in on your lunch break, your midday. And I hope everyone had a blessed, productive week. And today we're going to talk about the things that are killing us inside, such as depression, anxiety. You may have some suicidal thoughts, some things that may have happened to you as a young adult, and trauma. So those are some things we don't talk about as in the Black community as much, especially as Black women. We pretty much kind of hold it down. So today my guest is Dr. Reverend Linda Johnson. Yes. So she has a organization. She actually has been doing this for the past couple of years and doing a lot of work in the community. And her organization is called the Alarm Healing Ministry of Kentucky.
Sound the alarm.
Sound the alarm.
Sound the alarm.
I love that. I love that name. So come back and on your lunch break and tune in. We have a lot to discuss and a lot of information for you, and especially other people you may know that are in need.
No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Commercial cleaning. We educate people on compliance to get through the COVID crisis. Call us at 502-299-0714. No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Again, that's 502-299-0714.
Are you a poet for the people? Illuminating the emotions of those who know what suffering from an unjust system feels like. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to hold a crowd by the ear, so for us to take on that role with our God-given craft, it's only right. Are you a poet for the people? A destiny meant not for the weak. We too have suffered trials and tribulations, experienced in rebuilding what was once torn down with the words that we speak.
When you've been pastoring a congregation for 60 years, you got to be very careful who you recommend. I have experienced Spring Valley working with families that don't have the ability to pay.
Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.
Hello and welcome back to Unite Louisville. Sister Johnson, can you please tell everyone, the Plug family, what Sound the Alarm Healing Ministry of Kentucky is about?
The Sound the Alarm ministry is about healing the trauma and the hurts that we have experienced within the community. Underneath the Sound the Alarm is the 501c. So it's a nonprofit organization. Underneath that is the ministry called Rachel's Vineyard. And that's the ministry that I would like to talk about today. And it is a ministry that is very important to our community, right, because at one time our community was genocided. And it was genocided by the Planned Parenthood. That organization was deliberately deliberately put in our community so that it would decrease our population at that time.
And so it was back in the 70s, correct? Am I right? Back in the 70s.
1973 was when it was brought about, and it was brought about by Margaret Singer. Margaret Singer was the one that created this ministry. And basically, her goal was to decrease the population in non-white communities. Also, she was targeting people who had children or was from the penal system, the black community, the communities that was non-color, and there was it came under disguise of providing health care for women, for poor, but instead it was making profit. 80% of its money was made through abortion. So that's what I want to talk about today. First of all, it is my passion, and it's my passion because I have experienced an abortion. In 1975, I was dating a soldier who said that he was sterile because he was working with radiation, and they had told him that he was sterile. I got pregnant, and I told him I was pregnant. And he said, well, it can't be mine because I can't have children. So I went to Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood told me that I should abort the child because I was on welfare, and that it was just a sale. It was not life.
Right.
So I had the abortion, and then I stuffed it because going through an abortion, you have certain things that happens to your body. You hear the crackling of the bones and things from the fetus. I stuffed it out of my memory, but in 1985, I took a course at the Southern Seminary, and it was called the ethics. It was an ethics course. And the focus was to talk about when life began. And it was in that course that I realized that I had killed a baby. So I was angry because they lied to me. I was angry. And a lot of that anger I stuffed, but it came out in various other ways. It came out in my behaviors. It came out in my relationships. It came out in emotions, depression, anxiety. It comes out in a lot of ways.
Right.
And the shame.
And abortion is something that is a very touching situation, very touching, because for those who've had abortions for so many different reasons, from rape or incest, or just not having the support, or some of the young ladies that are out here, they're 15, 16, years old, and even some women, they feel like that they're just not ready. They're not ready.
Right.
And because of so many different reasons, my career, I wanted to be married, what am I going to do? So the pain inside is unbearable to go through. And then, like you said, when you walk into these clinics and you have people, of course, there's people out there protesting, but just imagine walking in that clinic by yourself, and it's like a mob, it's a mob.
Right.
And tell me how you felt about that, walking in the clinic. You didn't have any support. You didn't know what to do. You were young and just kind of misguided, and
And I'm glad that you asked that question, because a lot of people who has gone through the trauma of abortion can't remember a lot of what they went through. Some of them remember specific things. It may be a smell, or we may remember, like I remember, the suction of them sucking, the fetus out. But that memory is kind of different for many people. But let me give you an example of one of the ladies that came to Rachel's Vineyard. This lady was 40 years old, and she got pregnant at the age of 14. And her mother made her get an abortion. She had a child, she had another abortion a year later. She dropped out of school in lots of failed relationships, but a lot of that behavior and a lot of that emotions was due to the abortion, an abortion that she didn't really want to have. And there is so many examples. We have examples of men who has come to the retreat, and they are devastated.
Right, because men go through this as well. You know, well, she didn't tell me. I didn't know she was pregnant, you know, and I wish I could have. I told her to get an abortion, so now I'm having this guilty conscience.
Yes, the shame. It's guilt
right.
and shame behind it. Can I share some information why it's
Yes,
so
please.
important that our Black community is aware of Rachel's Vineyard?
Yes.
As I said earlier, it was since 1973, 19 million Black babies had been aborted, mostly by Planned Parenthood. And the former planner, the former CEO for Planned Parenthood, his name was Cecil Richards, and he openly admitted that over 80% of their income came from abortions. And then you also have to, we need to be aware, because many of our people has had an abortion. Especially we think about them being a teenager, but many people back in the 70s had abortions. They are 70, 80 years old, so it affects women who are 14 up to 80 years old.
And it's like a population genocide, is what you have here. And we're going to talk about some facts. It says here, the abortion rate in African American women are 3 to 5 higher than white women and Hispanic. So can you tell everyone exactly how they can get a hold of you? They need your services or know someone that need help, or even, you know, some healing, some prayer, you know, some unanswered questions, maybe some resources that you
let
have?
me give you a little structure of the program.
Okay.
Rachel's Vineyard is a 3-day retreat. And in that 3-day retreat, we have professional staff. There is a counselor, a pastor, and also someone who's there to facilitate, and volunteers. It is where you build relationships. It is not judgmental. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Rachel's
People are
Vineyard,
coming from help. They're coming from help. For
right.
help.
Rachel's
So,
Vineyard is not here to say any judgment about you shouldn't have had, but what we deal with is the healing that has already, you know, the trauma has already taken place. So we deal with the healing. And I also want to say that November of this year, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd is when we will have a Rachel's Vineyard. And we are looking for individuals who are ready to be healed. We are also looking for people to donate, because a lot of women in our community are poor and we can't financially afford to.
So do you have an email, a Facebook, a Cash App for donations? Because this is a nonprofit organization that's doing wonderful things for people and helping change their lives.
My name, of course, is Reverend Dr. Linda Johnson, And my phone number, you can call me. My phone number is 502-235-3191. My email address is so very simple. It is lindajohnson@twc.com. And we do have a Cash App.
Awesome. Also, tell everyone about service on Sundays and if you have any upcoming events.
Okay. Well, we have, I am the pastor of Miles Memorial CME Church, 7728 East Burnett Avenue, Louisville, Kentucky. And we have an outreach program that's coming up today.
Yes.
And it is from 4 to 6. And it's where individuals can come and get free clothing, as well as we'll have some food. There will be games for our children. We'll also have music. And this particular outreach program is called The Light in the Community.
Yes.
And the youth of the Ville. So we are partnering with them to create this outreach every second Friday of the month.
Yes.
So if you can come by and benefit from that, we would definitely appreciate
And
it.
everything's free.
And everything is free.
And your soul is getting some healing, correct?
Healing,
and
exactly.
networking with some good folks. Of course, I'll be there as well.
Exactly.
6 o'clock.
Renee,
Thank
I
you
just
again.
want to thank you so very much for having me on and putting the plug in for the Black community.
Thank you.
There was one other thing. If you have a pencil, please write this down. Go on the internet and pull up Abortion in the Hood. And also, MIFA is MAAFA 21. This talks about the history of abortion. And you will tears will come to your eyes when you watch these videos.
And thank you, Plug family, for tuning in with us. My next guest is Dr. Reverend Edith Jones with Way Back Youth. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for, I'll see you later. We have a busy day and a busy weekend. We do. yes, but God is able, God is willing. So thank you.
So thank you for having me, and thank you for being my sister,
Yes, ma'am.
working towards our community.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Commercial cleaning. We educate people on compliance to get through the COVID crisis. Call us at 502-299-0714. No Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Again, that's 502-299-0714.
Are you a poet for the people? Illuminating the emotions of those who know what suffering from an unjust system feels like. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to hold a crowd by the ears, so for us to take on that role with our God-given craft, it's only right. Are you a poet for the people? A destiny meant not for the weak. We too have suffered trials and tribulations, experienced in rebuilding what was once torn down with the words that we speak.
When you've been pastoring a congregation for 60 years, you got to be very careful who you recommend. I have experienced Spring Valley working with families that don't have the ability to pay.
Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.
All right, welcome back to Unite Louisville on the Plug Network Online. And I have Dr. Reverend Edith Jones with the Way Back Youth Organization. And we actually met through Bishop Lyons.
Yes.
Yes, we had the outreach skate.
Yes,
couple
and even
weeks ago.
before that, we had the Dinos.
Yes.
No, that was the
Yes,
the Dinos,
yes.
the Way Back Youth Program.
Yes.
Stop the gun violence.
And that was wonderful. That was amazing. The kids had a ball. We had a ball.
Yes.
I mean, doing some positive things. And so, so I wanted to talk about today, because you've been providing resources and outreach for our youth since 1996. Am I correct?
That's true. That is true. Since 1996, the church was founded, and immediately the Lord found the youth program. So He didn't waste no time. He wanted to reach His little children.
Okay. So tell us a history and why you
Well,
began this ministry. Tell us about
it
you
was-
and where you're from. And
I was, military brat. My father, I was born in Alaska, so, but at the age of 3, we came to Louisville, and moms raised us. And Dad left, so Mom had to raise 5 children, but she did a good job raising us to know the Lord, Jesus Christ is our Savior, and we all are okay. So that foundation is there, and she had a ministry in the neighborhood, and the kids. I didn't realize that until much, much later, that she would put change in her hand, and
see, as black, right, especially, as black women and elders in our family, and the thing about it wasn't ministry. It was what you had to do back then.
That's right.
It's what you needed to do because of the times. And so now we call them organizations and slap a little 501c or 410c and call it a business. But then that was it. We was a lot of us, we were raised by our grandparents, and the neighbors, and there was a village back then.
Amen.
So yeah, there was a village,
Yes.
and so the structure then it's totally different now. And so how is it important, and what have you seen over the years? Because I know you've seen a lot and been through a lot that have changed through our own community right now when it comes to the village.
I see people doing the best they can, and we appreciate that. I see youth groups very active, more active than before because of the need to stop the gun violence. Right. Young people are getting shot and they're dying. So I'm seeing people rise up that want to stand against this, and everybody's doing it their own way.
Right.
You got to go the way God is leading you.
Yes.
And encourage everyone who is doing anything
Right.
to get the word out, get the message out, get the love out. That Jesus said, "Suffer not the little children to come unto me," because they're very important. They're the future.
Right.
Our children are our future.
Right. Right.
And if they're not here, it won't be a future.
Right.
We will die off.
I'm telling you, and that's why we need more elders in the black community to step up. Whether if you're volunteering or talking to a lost youth that's on the street, even if it's on your own family, take that time to find out exactly what that child may be interested in, what they like to do, what they want to do, how you can help them. There's always a big mom. We were raised a big mama's house. Mm-hmm. The big mama's house. You can always go to big mama's house. On Sunday right after church, and she always had that dinner, and so I think a lot of that is missing, and a lot of our youth. Everyone has their religion.
Yes.
So I think just kind of finding that religion and finding that peace within yourself to wanting to do better, wanting to do better. And so tell me exactly, as far, who else do you work with in your organization? And what are some things have you done? You have some upcoming events going on, or some of the educational programs?
We have a wonderful youth leader, Sister Jackson, been with us a couple months, and she has a heart to, just real simple, reaching the youth, and she does a good job. Wasn't able to be here today, but she would just tell you the focus is helping our youth aspire and achieve to their educational achievement, spiritual, emotional. Our families are hurting, and children hurt inside that household, and it comes out from the home into the community, into the school, and then it comes out in a negative way sometimes. So
that's what's going on with the gun violence. So this is why you guys they have a Stop the Gun Violence Prevention program right now, movement. So how can people get involved?
We could use support, prayer, of course. We could use involvement. We there at Dino's every Friday at 5:30. The youth are cleaning up, and then we're going to take a knee bridge at 34th and Broadway, and we're there from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And we get people going by, blowing their horns, and that's encouraging to us.
Right.
I know there's, some people think we should stop, but guns violence is not stopped as long as we're physically able.
Right.
And there's volunteers that want to go in and hold their signs. It is healing, even for the people who come and volunteer and hold a sign and express themselves. Our community is hurting. This is one way that you can feel the healing for just yourself.
Right.
I know when I'm holding that sign and using the bullhorn to express Stop the Gun Violence, I'm feeling better.
Right.
And I encourage, if you're a little depressed, this is one way you can get your healing.
Right.
Makes you feel better knowing you're doing something, if you can come out. And if you can't, you can support us by just sending words of encouragement. You can send a donation. The youth, it's all volunteer, but we need supplies we need.
Right. So you have a website, an email, social media, a telephone number where people can, if they want to be a part of your Stop the Violence movement.
Yes, our email address is, use my email address, is edithjones882@gmail.com. And then our mailing address is 3400 Greenwood Avenue, 40211. And make your money order, check payable to Sanction House Mission.
Sanction House Mission. Where is Sanction House located?
Sanction House Mission runs the youth program.
Okay.
The 501c3 is tax deductible, and
Okay.
you have a federal ID number, but the Sanction House Mission runs doing business as the Way Back Youth Program and some other programs under there.
Okay. So do you have a community center? Is there a community center?
We have
where
a
you guys
worship
working out of?
center, our church.
Okay, worship center.
We had a fire in December, but we're back in there now. And but it's 3400 Greenwood Avenue.
Okay.
And the youth meet on Tuesdays. We're meeting, but school is back in now, so we know parents got to get the children ready for school, but we encourage parents and grandparents and relatives and anyone to refer people to our youth program. A Way Back Youth Program meets on Tuesdays at 5:30 to 7 o'clock.
And this is all free, correct?
Yes.
See, this is all free.
We have
okay.
enrollments forms, and ready to just receive all of the young people, ages kindergarten through 17.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to share with our viewers before we leave for today?
We just teach strong values when the youth are there, and self-discipline and grit, which means, hey, the strength to hold on and to hold out, and also how to continue to develop spiritually, social, and emotionally. There needs to be that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by today. I appreciate you so much. And again, I want to thank our Plug family for tuning in on your midday and your lunch break. And until next time, I am you. And remember, you don't have to suffer alone. You have organizations and resources and people out here that care and been through the same thing that you've been through. And let's move our community forward. Thank you and have a blessed Friday. Until next
No
time.
Limit Cleaning. Your dirt is our business. Commercial cleaning. We educate people on compliance to get through the COVID crisis. Call us at 502-299-0714. No Limit Cleaning, your dirt is our business. Again, that's 502-299-0714.
you a poet for the people? Illuminating the emotions of those who know what suffering from an unjust system feels like. Everyone doesn't have the opportunity to hold a crowd by the ears, so for us to take on that role with our God-given craft, it's only right. Are you a poet for the people? A destiny meant not for the weak. We too have suffered trials and tribulations, experienced in rebuilding what was once torn down with the words that we speak.
When you've been pastoring a congregation for 60 years, you got to be very careful who you recommend. I have experienced Spring Valley working with families that don't have the ability to pay.
Want your brand or business featured on The Plug? Advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. Again, advertise with us at plugnetworkonline.com. We got the eyes that are looking for you.